Les Miserables, chapter 5, number 9430. Monsieur Mayor, what has happened to you? Said the nurse. A look of shock was on her face. Your hair is completely white. I looked in a mirror. It was true. My hair was white. The courtroom had been hard on me, but I had a more pressing concern. Fontaine. How is Fontaine? May I see her? I was led to Fontaine's bedside. She was sinking fast. Her eyes opened, and she greeted me warmly. I knew you were here, she said. I could see you in my sleep. And where is my Cosette? Why isn't she sitting on the bed waiting for me? You must keep calm, my child, I said. Your little girl is here. I was lying, but I wanted her to keep calm. Oh, please, she cried. Her eyes were bright and her hands were clasped. Won't someone bring her in? Not yet, I said. You have to rest first, said the doctor. He had come in to check on her. You still have a fever. Such excitement wouldn't be good for you. First, you must get well, I agreed. Then you can see your girl. I hoped my words would comfort her. I wanted her to sleep. Then I could go and get Cosette. But my words made her more upset. I want to see my baby. How can you be so foolish? Let me see my Cosette, she begged. You see how quickly you get upset, said the doctor. As long as you are like this, I can't let you see your child. It's not enough to see her. You have to live for her. I held Fontaine's hand. She seemed to be in another world. Her eyes were looking upward. I can hear her, she cried. It's my darling Cosette. I can hear her. She pointed over my shoulder. It's him, it's him. He's come to get me. I turned to see who she pointed at. It was Javert. He had entered the room silently and was waiting for me. Fontaine sat up in bed. Monsieur Madeleine, save me. Then she fell back against the pillow. Her head hit the headboard. It sank limply against her shoulder. Her mouth was open. Her eyes were sightless. She was dead. You have killed this woman, I said to Javert. Let's go, he ordered. We've wasted enough time. March, or I'll put the handcuffs on you. I set Fontaine's head gently on the pillow. I tucked her hair in her cap and closed her eyes. I kissed the hand that hung over the bed and laid it on top of the other one. I rose to my feet. I am at your service, I said. Javert put me in the town lockup. He intended to take me to Toulon in the morning, but I had other plans. I broke a window bar and dropped down from the roof. I ran home and found my metal savings box. It had all my money in it. I wrapped the silver candlesticks in an old shirt. I buried both in the woods nearby. Then I fled to Paris, hoping to disappear in the great city. But the Paris police searched for me. They asked Javert to help them locate me. He was relentless. I was caught. My new number was 9430. Would I wear it as long as my first number? Was I doomed to labor in shackles in the prison at Toulon until my death? I had no answers to these questions. But there came a day when my life took another turn. This is how it happened. The warship Orion came to Toulon harbor to be repaired. I was one of a crew of prisoners who was sent to help clean her hull. She was a big ship, and the crowds came out to watch. Suddenly, one of the seamen of the Orion fell from a topsail. During his fall, his hands got tangled on one of the sail's ropes. He was hundreds of feet above the sea. He hung like a stone in a sling. No one came to his rescue. He was wriggling and weakening. I knew he would soon drop into the sea. I made up my mind I would try to rescue the seaman. I asked the officer on duty if he would break my ankle chain. I grabbed a rope and dashed up the rigging. As everybody watched, I raced across the outer part of the sail. I tied the rope to the sail and lowered myself to the seaman's level. Now 2 of us hung above the sea. The seaman was getting tired. He would soon let go. Quickly, I tied the rope around his middle and climbed back up. I pulled the seaman up. He was carried to safety. But I was weak from the rescue. I staggered on the outer part of the sail. Then I fell into the sea. I would not go back to the ship or to prison. I would take my chances in the water. As I fell, I heard the cry of the crowd. The next day, the paper reported my death. 17 November 1823. Yesterday, a convict working on the Orion fell into the sea. He was drowned after rescuing a crew member. The body was not recovered. The man's number was 9,430. His name was Jean Valjean.